Story time! Today's story, Magic Finger by Roald Dahl. Now, in this story, there's a family, Mr. and Mrs. Greg, and they have two sons, Philip and William. And they have a neighbor, a girl. And let's pretend I'm the girl. And I have magical powers. And what's that? Whenever I am cross, I am angry, something happens to this finger of mine. First, I start feeling hot. Then I see some colors, and then something comes out of my finger, and it jumps out and it falls on the person with whom I'm angry, with whom I'm cross. And then things happen. I can give you an example. Like, I was in my class, and Mrs. White, she asked me the spelling of cat. I told her it's K-A-T. And she said, "You are a stupid girl." I'm not stupid. I'm a nice girl. I'm the nicest girl ever. So she told me, "Just go and stand in the corner." Go and stand in the corner? That got me. I got very cross. And my magic finger fell on her. And she just grew some whiskers and a bushy tail. And don't ask me what happened to her after that. I don't know about it. Now, coming back to the story. Philip, William, Mr. Greg, they often went for hunting, and they would hunt all the animals from the woods. The other day I saw them with a lovely deer. They killed the deer and they got it home. That made me cross. I could feel the heat coming out from my ears. And from my finger, the light came out and it fell on them. Now I went off. And what happened to them, I heard it from Philip and William later, because they are my friends, right? And I live next door. So, now I went back home, and they didn't stop there. They went back to the forest, they went back to the woods to hunt again. They got about 10, 12, 20. They killed so many ducks. And suddenly there were about 4 ducks. And they all took out their guns and they went bang, bang, bang. But they missed the shot. How is that possible? They went again, they took out their guns and went bang, bang, bang. But they missed again. Before they could know, the 4 ducks turned around and they came charging at them. They ran off from there. Now they went back home with all the dead birds, remember? Very sad. Now, the next morning, when Mrs. Greg opened her eyes and she looked at Mr. Greg, she went, "Oh, what happened to you? Where are your arms? I can see 2 duck wings." Mr. Greg said, "Well, I'm not the only one. Even you have got." "Oh, what's happening to us? Is it the witches?" Oh. The door opened. In came Philip and William, and they were flying. And they were happy about it. William said, "This is all I wanted to do. I always wondered how it felt, being a bird." They were very happy. And they all went out flying. Remember, they all had wings. And they went around the house. And now they got off. And just as they were about to enter the house, they saw those 4 ducks, remember? It was them now. And they did not have wings. They had arms like us. And they went in and they slammed the door. They couldn't get in. Who? Mr. Greg and his family. So they were wondering what to do. For a while it felt nice. Now the clouds were grey. They needed, because they could be eaten up by cats and foxes at night. So they needed to build a nest. So they went. They didn't have arms. So they went searching for twigs, for sticks. And with their beaks they got them and they built a nice nest for them to rest at night. Now they were hungry. So Mrs. Gregg said, "Let's go and eat some slugs then." Mr. Gregg said, "Just because we have built a nest doesn't mean we have to eat bird food. My garden has a big apple tree. Let's go and eat them." So they went pecking at it. It wasn't easy, right? They didn't have arms, so they just got a few bites. And at night they went off to sleep. But it rained so heavily. It was raining and raining and raining. And they were all wet. They wanted to go home. And when they got down, they saw the ducks with the guns. And they were pointing at them. Mr. Gregg said, "Oh, no, 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 not my children." The ducks said, "Well, you killed mine." We are allowed to do so." "What? Who allows you?" said the duck. "We allow each other," said Mr. Gregg. "Well, I allow each other to shoot at you." "Oh, no, 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 don't kill my children. We'll do anything it takes, but don't shoot us," said Mr. Gregg, Mrs. Gregg, my friend Philip, and William too. The ducks stopped and they said, well, you need to do something if you don't want to be shot at." "We'll do anything and everything," said Mr. Gregg. "Well, you can't shoot anymore at the animals, and then you have to destroy all your guns." Said, "Yes, we will do that. We'll do that, and we'll stop shooting at innocent animals. Oh, we are so sorry." And the ducks flew away. Now, I, in the meanwhile, had called and I said, "Hello," because I needed to find out what's happening to them. Remember my magic finger? So I called and I said, "Hello." "What?" "Is that Philip?" "What?" "Are you laughing at me?" This is what I heard. And I ran to their house because I wanted to see what was happening. So I ran and I saw Mr. Gregg is hitting a hammer against his guns and breaking them into pieces. So I said, "Mr. Gregg, what are you doing?" He said, "My name is not Mr. Gregg anymore. I love birds so much. Call me Mr. Egg, Mrs. Egg." Okay. And I saw Philip and William, who told me the story much later. They were, giving barley and bird food to all the birds. And just then we heard bang! Who could that be? Mr. Group Egg said, I think it's the Coopers. They must have gone to the lakes hunting. I ran from there. Where are you going, child? I can't tell them what my magic finger does. I need to stop them now. Like that.